let's talk wedding albums. So as scrapbookers, you might be tempted to go ahead and just create your own wedding album. If you want to do that, more power to you. I actually had my photographer put together a little book from Shutterfly. And so I already have my wedding book done. I got it done by my photographer, so I didn't have to worry about it. It was one less thing on my to-do list. But say you don't feel like your wedding album covered all of the stories that you wanted to tell, or didn't even have any letters in it. Like, I think my wedding album only has pictures, which is absolutely fine. However, I want to tell some stories, right? And so I have created a 12 by 12 album, and that's what this is. That is labeled Our Wedding, and it has the date on there. And it's just the behind the scenes stories. Things that people may not know about our wedding, or great stories, just of things that happened that day that I remember that I felt like were significant. So, or stories leading up to our wedding. There was a request on my channel for more wedding style scrapbooking, and so I thought this would be a great opportunity to share this book with you guys. Now, this is in page protectors, and this is not the album I'm going to continue to use. This is a beautiful album, but it's not the style that I want. I'm thinking this might be a great album for like a cruise or something, because this kind of reminds me of waves in the ocean, even though there's gold on there. But I have not gone on a cruise. I'm going on a cruise in 2025, though. That's fun, right? But I did venture to Hobby Lobby the other day, and look what I found. Oh, so this is just a normal album. It looks like it's got some texture on the white. It's got a gold frame, and it is just absolutely lovely. So this is normally $22.99 if you wait until there's a sale, which I did. 40% off that, and that is a great price for a heavy-duty wedding album. It is just beautiful. Now, this is a 3-ring scrapbook album. It is not a post-bound, and I'm doing that on purpose in case I want to add more stories into the middle, and I can quickly adjust my pages instead of tearing the whole thing apart like I'm gonna have to do with a couple of my albums to rearrange. But let's just dive in. So I started this album with the story of our engagement. There was quite a story with this, and if you want to pause, you're more than welcome to read any of the journaling in this video. I did end up going ahead and typing this one out because I had a specific space I needed to fill, and my handwriting, who knows what's going to happen, right? I can adjust the sizing, the spacing, all that kind of thing when you type it out. So I started with our story of our engagement, and then I went into the story of our date. And you can more than welcome to read this as well. I do have faces covered throughout this because I don't have permission to share. But essentially, we had wanted a specific date, but that just didn't happen. And so we ended up with our current wedding date. And then I went into our engagement photos. It was kind of a pain to find somebody to do our engagement photos. I don't know why it was such a pain, but it was. So I wanted to document them and make sure they're actually in here because I did get them. I did get them, right? Like, gotta do that. And then our bridal shower. Now, I will have more pictures than just this. And look at this massive cluster here. So this was actually a really cool idea. So I went to the Bash Your Stash scrapbook group, and one of the challenges there was to take a 2-inch strip and cover it with embellishments. And I love how that looks. There are embellishments on here that I wouldn't normally use. I just really, really like this. Love this. So I encourage you to try that technique out. Not something that I'd ever done before. And then I do have pictures of getting my wedding, which is really my dress, which was really fun. I found them accidentally, and then I was like, you know what? I have to get this on here. And I also mentioned that my belt, my necklace, and my ring all match And I just really, really liked that about my dress. Also, it was just gorgeous. I really, really like the way that it looks on me. But love this. And these are my invitations that I did for my bridesmaids. And this is kind of cool. This is an embossing folder that I used to have. Now, I don't do invitations very often, but it's very cool. This, you definitely have to do it on some kind of silver cardstock or gold. So, but I was working at the bank at a time, and the boxes that money comes in are just so cool. So I grabbed the ones that were $1,000 and kept them so that I can put things in there that were my wedding colors. So like a ring pop that's pink, and then the letters of their names and that kind of thing. And then I told a story about my maid of honor, and then my bachelorette party. And you can see it here, I added some silver. And then getting my hair done. I really love this page. I love this film strip effect. You can see the stages of my hair throughout that. I just really liked how that turned out. And I do have this is a big honkin' thing that you put through your die cut machine. So I did have to do that. But honestly, that's okay. It doesn't look bad. I really like how this turned out. I love my wedding hair. Whew. And then I made a page about the things that I created for my wedding. Here you go. You can see the 2-inch strip of embellishments again. Isn't that really cool? Now, the majority of my wedding album, or things that kind of coordinate. So my goal was to use the colors of my wedding, and you can see there blue, pink, and white. So that's why I chose the Indigo Gardens by Simple Stories. And then there's stories like this. So this is after the wedding had already started. My husband needed help getting his contacts in. Well, turns out we couldn't get his contacts in, and he walked down the aisle without being able to see me. So I have no idea what details he could see. And then I absolutely love this page. I had to document this story because my husband cried before I did, and he like teared up like bad. And I had pockets, so I was able to provide a tissue for him, which I think is super cute. And I love the angle that the photographer was able to get for that story. And then after we kissed and were actually married, always the fun. And then walking away. And then my last page is my favorite photo from the whole thing. Now, are there things missing? Absolutely. However, again, this was the small story. This isn't the entire wedding. I might end up adding more things that were significant within our relationship prior to the wedding. But this is definitely going to stop at our wedding. Like, I'm not going to go forward. I have another album that says You and Me or something like that. That's the Story of Us is what it's called. So I already have a couple different albums for that already. But I don't know. I really like this. It's not super cohesive, but you can tell by the colors that everything kind of goes together. Like, there's always pink, there's always blue in each of the pages. So I really like it. Let me know what you think. Have you done something similar where you take the small stories and you add your own? Did you make a full album? I had to look and see. I guess I definitely have to do my bridal shower and finish that up. So I might do that layout with you. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to transition all of those page protectors into this lovely white album that I'm really excited about and go from there. Let me know if there's anything specific you want to see about scrapbooking a wedding. I'd be happy to share. I hope you have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.